Tomorrow, March 29th through March 30th, we're going to officially kick off the Hebrew New Year. According to the sacred calendar, there's many different calendars. I use the sacred calendar that was given to Moses before Passover. This is what God has instructed me to use for the words that I release. And so I'm not trying to debate on which calendar is correct. I'm just being obedient to the calendar God told me to use for these specific messages. There are good things to take away from the different calendars. God is sovereign and he is Lord over all, and he has something to say and wisdom to teach us and reveal to us through all of the calendars. But God has asked me for these messages to use the sacred calendar given to Moses. And we're moving into the month of Nisan, which is assigned to the constellation Aries. And Aries is the first house. It's all about the self. It's about our identity, about how we interact with the world and how the world perceives us. It's also a solar eclipse, and the sun represents our identity, our life force. It's about our personality and how the world perceives us as well. So this month is heavy on the self, doing the self work, stepping into our truest identity, our calling, our purpose, being aligned with destiny, with identity, the identity and destiny that God has given us. And at some point in this video, I will have a list of how it's going to affect different signs according to your rising sign. Now, your rising sign, to know your rising sign, you have to know your time of birth, your place of birth, and your birth date in order to know your rising sign. And this will show you how this solar eclipse will affect your life personally. For me, this solar eclipse in Aries is going to affect my 9th house, which is about higher learning, higher education, long distance travel, and the pursuit of knowledge. So God's been telling me that I'm going to have to make some shifts to be prepared to travel and to obtain more knowledge and take classes. And so this is definitely in alignment with what God's been sharing with me over the last few months. And this solar eclipse is definitely going to trigger that part of my chart. And this being a solar eclipse makes it even that much more significant and potent. And this is all going to affect us in different ways. So if you know your rising sign, then you can take a look at this list here and see how it's going to affect your life personally. So yes, this is the solar eclipse that is kicking off this new Hebrew year and this first of Nisan. And the month of Nisan is associated with the tribe of Judah, which is about kingship. It's about leaders. It's about royalty. It is the tribe that the Messiah came from, the lion of the tribe of Judah, the king of the jungle. And lions are bold, they're fierce, they're beautiful. They are I'm a Leo rising, so we are known for being a bit bold, having great hair, making a statement, not being afraid to make a statement, not being afraid to be seen and heard, not afraid to take on the role of being a leader and taking charge. So this is really what God's asking us to embody, even through this month being associated with the tribe of Judah, which is represented by the lion, and this month also being associated with the constellation Aries, which is an aggressive, assertive constellation house. It's a constellation sign. It's about war and aggression and, really asserting ourselves. And yesterday I talked about how Black Moon entered Scorpio on March 27th, which was yesterday, and how this is all about recovering and rediscovering our identity. And God gave me the example of Mulan and how this is an example of the Black Moon in Scorpio. That is, the Black Moon moved into Scorpio yesterday, the 27th, and will remain there for the next 9 months. And how this is about really recovering and rediscovering our identity, the parts of us that were lost when we went through the trauma of our childhood and the things we've endured and encountered in life, where people stepped in and made us wrong for having certain beliefs, certain dreams, certain things about us, just our personality and the way we think and the way we operate was broken down, torn down, and ridiculed. So we learned that we had to compartmentalize those parts of us and tuck them away deep down inside into this dark void in order to be accepted by society. And God gave me the example of Mulan, and how Mulan, no matter what she did, she couldn't fulfill the role that they expected of her. Her society, her culture, her family, her ancestors, they all expected of her to go on and to become a bride and to be married off, to bring honor to her family. But that was not her calling. That was not her destiny. That was not her identity, her purpose. So she had to rebel against everything that society and everyone around her tried to place on her, and break the mold and stay true to who she was and to who she was called to be, which was a warrior. She was called to lead the war, to save her people, to bring honor to her family and her ancestors in a way that went against what everyone else thought. And she had to stay true to the call. And she had to overcome all this negativity and shame and guilt and this burden placed upon her because of everyone trying to make her be someone she was not, right? And so God is really calling us to rise up into our identity. And as we do this, as we throw off all the old labels, as we throw off all the expectations people have, and as we get rid of all the people pleasing, and as we no longer have shame for being true to ourselves, and we no longer hide these certain aspects of ourselves and our identity and tuck it away so that we can be accepted and try to fit into the norm, as we break out of that, we are able to tap into this undiscovered and unused potential and utilize it towards purpose, towards destiny. And at the same time, we heal and we become the victors in our story. So yeah, I wanted to make this video for you guys because yesterday's new moon solar eclipse video was really me focusing on biblical prophecy and the prophecies the Lord was releasing against the king of Egypt and what we can kind of expect. And what this month means on that spectrum, and looking at world history. But I wanted to make this video more focused on how this month is affecting you and speaking to you, how God is speaking to you individually, how he's speaking to us in our individual lives so that we can, act accordingly and be in step with God in our own individual lives. So I want to always try to bring a bigger picture and allow the Lord to speak, prophetically, globally, and politically, but also to speak to us individually, because it's important we have both of those. We have understanding on both of those areas of our life, right? So I hope this was helpful. Be blessed.